Hey everybody, Greg Wortko with GreenIndustryPros.com. Thanks for coming back. Part 2 of our 2-part web briefing series featuring Dave Hessong. We're helping crew leaders bring out the inner leaders in themselves and be better crew leaders out in the field, helping their companies become more competitive and make more money. Last time we talked about preparing your crew chiefs to lead, and today Dave's going to walk us through why crew leaders often fail and what their companies can do to prevent it. So Dave, to get us started, again, last time we talked about preparing a landscape crew chief to lead his team out in the field. I think we agreed that failure to properly lead is a big reason why some crew leaders fail in general. But it's not always their fault, because sometimes the company they work for simply didn't prepare them or give them the tools they need to succeed. Can you give us some examples of how crew leaders can often fail, Dave?
Yes. Probably one of the biggest things that will get you in a lot of trouble. You'll lose respect with your crew. It'll make it so hard on yourself that you can't really even think clearly. Is keeping a cool head. That would be my first thing to say to anybody. The best way to keep yourself from situations where you might want to lose your head is preparation. I come back to that in almost everything. They say you make your own luck. If you prepared for as much as you can, then that's going to help you a lot. But even saying all that, it's going to happen out there that things are going to go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You need to expect the unexpected, keep a cool head, think your way through it, and don't lose your head in front of your people or a customer. And the best thing a company can do in that regards is support. We talked about this last time, is support your crew chief. The last thing he needs to think about when he's got a lot of problems on the job is that he's going to have to hear a lot of negativity when he gets back to the shop about it. Support him, help him work through it, show him where he made mistakes, give him positive criticism, but he needs to know that the company has his back.
Right on, just like we talked about last time. When we're talking about and the crew leader's in such a delicate position, because he's kind of that go-between between the management or the office, so to speak, and the guys out in the field with him doing the work. Any tips for crew leaders on how they can maybe facilitate that communication back and forth from their crew out in the field and the management team in the office that they're reporting to?
My thoughts on that are, one of the biggest thing is you need to have the crew chief needs to have the company's back too. It works both ways.
Okay.
Never put down the company with your crew. When your crew comes and says, we can't do this job or whatever, the salesman did this wrong, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Don't necessarily agree with them. Say, well, okay, I'll check into it as something I can ask them about or something, but never agree with them and put down the company. Again, that support works both ways, and it's not going to make you look good in the long run. Again, you're trying to get your crew's respect,
mm-hmm.
and putting down your company may seem good at the time to agree that you're agreeing with them, that you're going along with them, but in the long run, no, it's not. They're not going to respect you for that.
Right. Very good. And in that article, and again, listeners, if you missed that article in Crew Chief Success Guide that Dave put together, just scroll down a little ways from the bottom of this video player, and I'll have a link there to that article. But you talked, Dave, about the crew chief's role out in the field, job by job, really, of rallying his team together. Can you talk a little bit about the communication that should take place, maybe when a job is complete or maybe a work day is complete, things the crew chief can do to pull his team together and keep the communication going, just to keep everybody on the same page and inspired and excited to be doing the work they're doing?
I'm an advocate of an informal meeting at the end of the day. giving the guys a good attaboy. Hopefully they deserve that. And if they don't, only positive criticism. Try to say some things they did right, and before you bring up what they did wrong, always try to keep things positive. Same thing in the morning. Have a greeting for them. Your attitude first thing in the morning can set the whole day. If everybody comes in grumbling and you grumble right along with them, it's probably not going to end. But hopefully, first thing in the morning, you can get everybody on a positive note. You get out on the field, get going. Let's have a good day. That's all up to you. So do what you can to always be positive, and hopefully having a efficient and effective day, and make some money for your company, and everybody's happy.
That sounds good. Crew chiefs are very much like the quarterback on the field, aren't they, Dave?
Absolutely.
You bet. Good. Well, we appreciate you making time for us to provide these tips to our listeners. Real quick, though, spring is almost upon us now. It's been a long winter for a lot of us up here in the snow belt, but spring is coming. Sounds like the market is getting stronger. A lot of our readers are saying, they're expecting great things to happen. Why don't you give our crew chiefs a few quick reminders and tips so they can take it to another level in 2013?
Preparation. I always think of preparation as that's always key, and safety documentation is always a growing concern. The legalities of a problem. If you have documentation that you've done a toolbox safety meeting, signed, each man has been signed off. Anything you can do to document that your company did what they could to prevent whatever happened is going to be critical in the case of any kind of litigation. And that's going to. I only see that moving forward as a growing concern as our country's become such a lawsuit-happy place. So safety and documenting your safety, documenting what you've done towards safety, is probably the next level that they need to get to. Okay,
and that's a role they'll have to take ownership of and really make it their own, because that's so important.
Right.
Okay. Very good. Well, again, we know you're busy, Dave, making time for us and our listeners. I'm sure they will learn a lot from these 2 web briefings and also that article you helped put together for Crew Chief Success Guide. If our listeners want to get a hold of you and your team there at Pro-Motion Consulting, how can they contact you?
My email address is dave@mypmcteam.com. That's my Pro-Motion Consulting initials team.com, mypmc.com. That also is the website. And my phone number is area code 814-490-3218. And I'd love to talk to you if there's something we could help you with.
All right. That sounds great. Dave, again, we can't thank you enough, and we'll look forward to touching base with you down the road to put some more valuable content together for our readers and listeners. We do appreciate it. Have a great spring.